So for this next tutorial, we're just going to have a look at adding some text elements to a page. So I'm logged in now to the back end of the Just Move website, and I'm playing around here on the page that I created called Jessie Test. So you go to your test page, which I'll add at the bottom here, and then click it, and then you can just have a page where you add elements and play around with it, but it's not seen by the public because it's got that little eye and a cross, and even if we hit publish, it's still not going to be seen. So in the same way that we added images, we're now going to add some text. Go to this left hand side here, there's the little plus button, and then at the top here you have text. Now you have lots of different types of text that you can add. This top section here is text that's based on the theme that I've been using. So if you want to make a site look nice and coherent, you don't want it to be too messy with lots of different types of fonts and lots of different feelings across the pages. So it's a good idea to kind of base most of your pages around using these themed fonts here. So say if I wanted to add a heading, for example, I can click here on large heading, and it just pops it up. It's not that easy to see against the image. Just pops it up here on the page once you click on it. You can then drag and drop. So this will also have the kind of colours that I've been using. So you can see actually that's not a black font. That's a kind of light or a dark grey, which is what I've been using for most of the other text on the site. So we can now position this to wherever we want it to be. It gives you the coordinates there, or allows you to align it with different elements on the page. So say here, it's going to drag it over and align it here with the edge of this particular image. Now if I want to edit the text, I can click this little thing up above here, which only appears when you're actually clicking on the text, and then click that button that says Edit Text, and you can see it's now highlighted, and there are some options here. So I'm just going to call it Jessie Test, because I'm feeling very imaginative, and then I can just do whatever I want to this. I can make the text larger, or I can make it smaller, or you can use this option here to type it in. You can also change the style of the actual the theme text here, and we'll stick with large heading. Then you can change the font as well, so there are lots of different font options here, but like I said, try and stick mainly with using the ones that are already on the site as the themed ones, but you can also have a play around. I don't want you to be too strict with that. You can use your creative inspirations. You can then also do, like word processing, some of the normal kind of elements here. So I can make it bold, I can make it italic, I can underline it. I can also change the colour of it, so I can choose any of these colours here. These are all colours that I've already used on the site, so you can pick whichever ones there you want. You can add a colour, so you can pick here, move this around, and find the colour you want, or click in here and add the actual colour hex number, but I wouldn't worry about that too much at the moment. So at the moment we've got that dark grey selected. You can highlight it, so I can have a background colour on it if you want. Generally not a very useful tool, that, but if you wanted to pick out anything particular in a body of text, you can use that. And then also here you've got linking, so you can click on the little link image there, and then you can link it to another page on your site, or web address, email, so you can just add your email address in here, or a document that you can add onto the site there. Or you can also make it so that it scrolls up to the top of the page, so you can, maybe that text says return to the top and it's at the very bottom, and when people click on it, it will scroll them automatically up to the top. So at the moment I'm going to click done. In fact, I'm going to click cancel. Then other web processing things here, you can have it alignment, so you can have it center aligned, left aligned, I'll justify it here. You can make it into bullet points if you want, and then you can add indents, so that's like pressing tab. I wouldn't worry about that, that just yeah, not that useful. And then there are some effects down here. Again, I'd keep it as close to the current theme as possible, but you can have a play around with these if you want to see what they look like. So that's just added some a shadow behind it, and then we can have a bigger shadow. Doesn't look that nice on that text, but there might be something that works with, and you can see the various other options here. Spacing then as well. You can also change the character spacing, so that's how much actual space there is between each of the characters. Okay. So for argument's sake, I'm just going to take that one off, and then there we go. We've got our test thing there. So I'm now going to add some paragraph text. So now we've got a title. So you can pick your paragraph text from one of these. And so maybe that one which is slightly bolder, or that's a slightly finer font. So I'm going to go for this one. Again, just click on it and it pops it up there. You can drag and drop, align it with where you want to go. Then you can also do things like you can stretch this out here, so you can decide where the end point of your line would be. So you can have it very small, or you can have it stretching across. I'm just going to pop it there. And then I'm just going to copy this text, which is already on your home page, and add it in here just to show you how it's done. You can copy any text into there. So there we go. Same options again for this body text. We can click Edit and then go through any of the options there. You can see at the top there that the kind of font family is currently in paragraph 2. But just for fun, let's highlight that and change the font. So I can have a look down here, and I'm going to go for Jura. So I've clicked on Jura, and you can see it's changed it automatically there, and the different fonts. Again, I do stress that try and keep it as close to the current theme as possible. But maybe you want to highlight some text, or maybe, for example, you want that section there to be, I'm pretty sure you can do this in that, yeah. So you can change different parts, which is what I've employed actually on the home page. So this is your current home page. So that's in one font there, and then just as a kind of sign off, I've done it in a script so it looks a little bit more like it's handwritten. Just so it looks nice. So I'll show you some other things with the text. So click there on Add and then Text. And then down here you have lots of different types of titles, and further down some different types of paragraphs that you can add. You can get to all these options by going here and Edit Text and then clicking on the fonts. But they've just been helpful and laid out some different options for you here. So it might be a nice idea to have a bit of a play around with some of those. Today is a good day. Smiley face. Wonky smiley face. Exclamation mark. So I suggest just having a play around. Maybe don't worry about how this looks at the moment. You can just have a bit of a play around so you get used to using some of the fonts and options that you've got there. Okay, any questions? Don't hesitate to ask. Right, boy.